Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this Thanksgiving morning. And joining us is Canton City Schools Superintendent Adrian Allison. Good morning and happy Thanksgiving.
Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. What a great time of year.
Isn't
Thanksgiving, the opportunity to sit back and enjoy family and fellowship and reflect on all the things that God has done for us. Mm-hmm. And then we get to go and spend a lot of money here in the next couple of weeks. But we'll enjoy this time while. Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? I remember, too, I don't think I was ever so aware of all of the holidays as they came up and celebrating them ultimately as when I was working in the schools, when you're teaching and working with the schools and around kids and the families. And it is one holiday after another now, so we're going to be seeing them for a couple of months here. Talk about that environment and your teachers and the creativity and just the fun it is to be celebrating these kinds of things.
Sure. It's great to watch the kids. First of all, they're learning American history, and that's really important. And so they get the chance to learn about what happened and how this country came to be. And they do that through play, especially at the younger levels. So, who doesn't remember the cool hat you got to wear that was, the Native American hat? I mean everybody, or the cool pilgrim hat that you got to wear. I mean, those are things that are memories that last a lifetime. And what that does is just builds in them the sense of culture and history of our country. And it's important for them to know that and always remember that.
And the choir programs.
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Goodness.
Singing. And then you get to the Christmas time and to watch our kids. I've had the opportunity to read the Polar Express to students, and they come in with their pajamas on and sometimes you forget just how fascinated young people can be, and so you give the first gift of the season to a student, and it is literally like Christmas morning for them, and it's just pretty awesome to be able to participate in those type of activities.
It's so cool, and there's so many wonderful things going on with Canton City Schools. You have really done so much as far as encouraging scholarship and letting students find their own God-given gifts and pursue those interests. Talk about that. Talk about the whole philosophy of how you do things there.
Sure. Well, we're excited. I'm in year 4 of being the superintendent. Believe that God appointed me and my family to be here to just serve, and that's really what we're trying to do. We try to serve our students. And one of the ways we try to serve them is really to take the opportunity to look at their strengths, figure out what they love to do, and now, and then create a system that's around strengths. And so there's a lot of times where you can build systems based on deficits, but we're working really hard to build on strengths, and so that kids can say, I see myself in this school system. I see myself in this program. And then from there, I can see my future. It is not an easy task to do, but we've got a lot of great staff and teachers and administrators who are really doing a great job of helping us realize that vision. So we're excited.
I love the way that just identifies value in each individual student and starts them to see value in themselves and, oh, wow, I'm good at this.
Absolutely. I mean, we are unfortunately, I mean, we do have a society that's deficit driven sometimes,
yes.
and sometimes our kids get told too many negative things about them, and so what we want to do is just give them an opportunity to hook on to that positive and see if they can ride it as long as they can ride it, and to use it to build maybe some of the deficits that they do have, because after all, we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses, and all of us want to maximize our strengths and have people see those and also work on our weaknesses. Their kids are this exact same way. And so we just want to create that atmosphere for them to give them that chance to do that successfully.
That was my next question, because we can't really, unfortunately, get away with completely ignoring things that need build up a little bit. I would love to have gone through school saying, math's not my thing, and so I'll just skip all those courses. But we do need a little bit of remedial work in some areas just to keep us up to speed with everybody else and competitive. And in some way or other, it gets worse. Nothing ever is wasted, even when it's something that I'll never use logarithms in my life. But,
Me either. And I never have, and I never will.
No, I won't. But Praise I guess God. It must have been a character building experience
exactly.
or something. But how do you kind of incorporate both to be able to build up where we need a little bit of help and yet let them just thrive where they've got their natural gifts?
And I mean, the reality of it is that we're not ignoring reality. I mean we at the same time that we're building, that both are reality. Mm-hmm. And so what we do is we offer while we're building on strengths. We try to merge where those weaknesses are into the strength. And so if for example, let's say I'm a student that loves science and technology and engineering, but I'm not really a great reader, but I love those things. How can I incorporate the reading aspect into some of the math aspect or some of the science aspect so that I'm giving them materials that would interest them because they are really interested in science or technology. If a student loves to have video gaming and he really enjoys or she enjoys video gaming, but doesn't necessarily like math. Okay, how can we connect the dots between your love of video gaming and your deficit in math so that you will attach to it and see, oh wow, it's not as hard as I think if I think about it from my strength area. Mm-hmm. And I, as a former football player, I know my sevens, right? I mean, because I know my sevens, and I will always know my sevens because somebody recognized, wow, he really likes sports. So if I can count him the seven as for a long time because that's how the point system is in sports. Same concept, and then try to base that on each individual kid's interest and skill level.
How do you work together with the home, with parents and family, to be able to work together as a team as far as who gets the kids in the day and who gets the kids at night, and everybody on the same page and rowing the boat in the same direction?
So that is that's a great question, and B, a great challenge. What there's a couple of aspects of it. First of all, you have to open the schoolhouse doors, which means school has to be friendly for parents. Part of the reason that you have a barrier between schools and parents is sometimes we talk a foreign language. And we talk in our educationese, if you will, and the parent comes in and they may not understand all of these acronyms for these words, and yet we continue to talk like that. And what that does is it does not invite them into the process. And so part of what we've worked on extensively is breaking and opening the schoolhouse doors to let parents know that, yes, you are welcome here, and we will talk in a way and interact with you in a way that does not isolate you but includes you. So that's one of the things. The reality of it is that we still and I think this happens everywhere, but disproportionately for the Canton City School District, we have a lot of parents who are truly trying to ensure that their family survives.
Yes.
So so the goal in their case, they care about their child. They care about them so much that they're working 2 jobs. Mm-hmm. They care about them so much that they are going to do what's necessary to make sure the student has the clothing and the food that they need. Sometimes that means that they don't necessarily invest as much time as we would like for them in the academic part, or sometimes even in the behavior part. And so what we have to do is then try to get with those parents and give them help and skills, and also, really take it upon ourselves to try to understand their situations, to work with their students, to work with the families, to see if we can provide resources even for the family, so that maybe we can ease that burden. It's not an easy task.
No.
Because it's just not.
That's awesome, though, that is actually one of the things that you focus on.
It is.
How do you do that? How do you get with parents and say, okay, what are your needs? How can we fill the gap here so that we can all be really keeping Johnny's scholastic achievement on the forefront here and moving ahead as far as he can?
So we've got, at the district level, we've got an office of student, family, and community support. And from there, we have principals and school counselors and community workers and assistant principals. And their task, in no small part, is to know what our students and our families need to be successful, and figure out how we can connect the dots to help get the students what they need and the families what they need. And to the extent that we can do that within our own resources, we do that. If we have to reach out to other entities in Stark County to do it, we try to do it. We can't. What we know is that there are a lot of people who are touching on those resources, and so we certainly don't bat 1,000, but we certainly try our best to get our students and families what they need.
I just appreciate so much how Canton City Schools stays connected to so many wonderful resources in the area. I'm thinking of Betty Smith and enrichment and
Sure.
some of these things. What does that kind of effort mean to you and to the students that you serve?
So when we came here 4 years ago and announced the Brighter Tomorrow plan, it was designed, it said, to encourage and support community partnership and engagement. And that was one of the foundational tenets of what we were doing. And so because we know that the school district can't do it by itself, and it certainly can't do it by itself in an urban school district that has so many diversities of needs. And so people like Betty Smith, who is a wonderful, just a wonderful person who has in her heart to teach life's lessons through music. And so we have young people who are and will continue to feed into our high school band because they started learning those lessons with Betty Smith, and giving kids an outlet. So if you need a musical outlet, Betty Smith has it for you. We have one of the things that I'm really proud of over the last 4 years is our growth of our community partners. I mean, we just have folks and companies and individuals who understand the need to come and partner with us, and we want them to come, and this is an open invitation. Come partner where you are. So if you do something well, and you have this system, we'll find a way to connect it to our system. But it has been a spectacular thing to watch our community come and support our students and our families.
Talk to me about how you instill and motivate young people for the next step, whether to get college on some kids' radar, to find a trade for some kids, whatever's the best fit for that particular student. How, when you're dealing with so many individuals, how do you do that?
So that's been another intentional activity that we've undertaken in the school. One of the things that we do is we give each student a sort of interest assessment, and sometimes people confuse it because they think, well, we're asking them what they want to do when they grow up, and they don't necessarily know that. We agree, but we know that all of us have an interest, even in middle school. I mean, they have an interest.
We all like stuff, and we're good at stuff.
Exactly. So that's what we do. And so what we do is we say, okay, take this assessment, and then if you like this, then these are some of the career fields you may like. And so then you start to develop connections with the students for that. And then so they go up to the high school, and we've got great community partners. United Way Women's Leadership Council, just a great connection where they interact with our young people. They take them to different companies across the region for them to have dialogue with professionals in the field. There are so many examples of that. We just had a college fair. We had 30 colleges and universities set up at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse at McKinley High School to actually sit there and take applications from students on the spot from their high school. Pretty incredible.
It's inspiring. We're speaking with Superintendent Adrienne Allison from Canton City Schools. Going to take a quick break here and be back after these words. You're listening to Our Community.